everybody, it's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. In 1987, Capcom released a little-known arcade game called Street Fighter that pitted two selectable characters against a legion of foes that you fought around the world. Then in 1991, they released the sequel to that game, the well-known Street Fighter II: The World Warrior, with 8 selectable characters of 7 unique fighting styles and movesets, 4 bosses, and even end sequences for each character. Then came the endless slew of expansions, extensions, and spin-offs that would make the creators of The Sims feel like they're not trying hard enough. Then in 1997, they released the unheralded Street Fighter III that made a lot of the fans wonder if the franchise was dead and buried. Until in 2008, when they came up with another sequel called
Street Fighter 4.
Now, how would this measure up to its predecessors? Well, let's take a look at it together, shall we? On the character select screen, you have your 8 originals, 4 bosses, and 4 new characters, Abel, Rufus, Crimson Viper, and El Fuerte. There are also some empty slots for unlockables, but we'll get back to them later. Each character has their own opening storyline. Ryu is training, Ken is chilling with a pregnant Eliza, Guile's belly aching over Charlie, who's not Blanca because he's home with Mommy, Dalsim wants to save his town, Chun-Li is kicking some major ass, and the answer is... I know she's not real, but still... Nope, not real. E Honda's causing a ruckus, Zangief is hanging with a bunch of little boys, Abel's confused, Crimson Viper is sexy. Nope, not real. Rufus is mad at Ken, El Fuerte is cooking, Balrog's muscling, Vega is partying, Sagat's searching, and Bison is transplanting his mind to another body. Before every fight, you have your standoffs, where your characters say something and then get in their fighting stances. They all represent their individual characters very well.
You ready for this?
I sure know I am. Not real. Each character has their own unique repertoire of regular moves, signature moves, and special moves that I'm sure you're familiar with, for the most part. After giving and taking a certain amount of hits, you can unleash your super and ultra combos, all of which are extensive and pretty powerful. Most of the ultra combos are major tide turners that can move the fight one way or another. New to Street Fighter 4 is a focus attack, which is a counter that absorbs damage. Well, the problem is, the computer does it all the fucking time! Come up with a different move, you cheesy bastard! After you beat up your enemy, you get to talk some trash, based on who you fought. I like Bison's because he keeps talking about killing people. This is Street Fighter, not Mortal Kombat. You randomly fight 6 available characters in 6 backdrops of no particular order, and after that, this happens.
Now, fight your rival.
Yes, they've installed rivalries in here. A lot of them really do well in advancing the storyline for all the characters. Some of them make some sense, some of them not so much, others are kind of silly, and some are, well...
Are you floating? How you doing it? What, ESP, plasma magnet? It's yoga. What, are you an alien or something? It's like, I'm not sure if you noticed, but, you know, there's all sorts of aliens, like big Martians, for instance. I mean, those crazy.
But if you're talking Street Fighter and rivalries, there's only one true Street Fighter rivalry.
Sagat.
I was waiting for an opponent like you.
Ready?
You fight your rival, and after you beat him or her, you then go to a secret laboratory where you face Seth, a biologically engineered naked humanoid with a yin and yang ball as a stomach. At first he seems easy, but then he goes haywire and becomes pretty difficult. Now after you beat him, you get your end storyline. Destroys the facility, Ken goes back home to Eliza, Guile rescues Chun-Li, who in turn steals data from the facility, Blanca returns home to Mommy, Dalsim saves his village, E Honda is a celebrity, Zangief sends his picture to a bunch of little boys, Abel finds out a connection between him and Seth, Crimson Viper is still sexy, not real! Rufus refuses help from Ken, El Fuerte's cooking, Balrog kidnaps a gifted child, Vega sets off an alarm, Sagat gets a revelation, and Bison goes nuclear. Now let's talk about unlocking the other characters. To do this faster, we'll put it on the easiest difficulty. After all, easiest is cheesiest. When you beat it with Ryu, you unlock Sakura, which means you unlock one of my favorite Ultra combos, because of how she ends it.
That's right.
She's hanging with Dan for some reason, and ends up leaving the facility with Ryu's help. Beat it with Sakura, you unlock Dan, who's still a douche, and ends up remaining a douche. You beat it with Chun-Li, and you unlock Gen, who kicks everyone's ass, and then gets a vision of a monster standoff. You beat it with Bison, you unlock Rosa d'Italia. Oh, I wish she really existed. But she don't. Not real. She reads tarot cards and ends up being attacked by Bison. You beat it with Abel, you unlock Fei Long, who makes a movie, then kills Seth. You beat it with Crimson Viper, and you unlock Cammy, who goes on a mission and accomplishes it because she's hot. Not real. Now after you've beaten it with all the new characters, you play through it again with a character you've already beaten it with, without losing and mustering up a certain amount of perfects based on the rounds you fight. Then after you beat Seth, you go to an old temple where you face off against Akuma. Defeat him, and he becomes a playable character, which is good because he can do stuff like this. Holy shit. Now he senses Ryu and ends up fighting for his soul. After you beat it with Akuma, you play through it again with a character you've already beaten it with, without losing, amassing a specific amount of perfects, first attacks, and a specific amount of ultra or super combo finishes. After you beat Seth, you meet up in the old temple with Kukin, Ryu and Ken's master. Defeat him, he becomes a playable character. He watches over his boys, then ends up protecting Ryu from Akuma. Once you beat it with everybody, you unlock Seth. Bison's return, and ends up becoming Emperor. So that was his plan all along.
Try to take over the world.
Now all these unlockable characters give you more options in time trials, move trials, and one-on-one, online or offline fights, which in turn unlock profile titles for your online gamer tag. And that's pretty much it. So, what did I think of this game? Being a Street Fighter buff, I really enjoyed it. It's everything you loved about Street Fighter 2 with modified graphics, animations, and moves. The new characters are balanced and well put together. The expanded storylines are really good. It's nice to see where these characters are at this point. The rivalries add to the storylines very well for the most part. And the Super and Ultra combo animations are spectacular. Especially that. That's really spectacular. Not real! All the unlockables enhance the replay value. It's a lot of fun. The computer is really cheap at certain difficulty levels, but that only makes it more challenging. Either that or more irritating. Be that as it may, it's a whole lot of fun. But you know that if they had a successful Street Fighter 4, there has to be an expansion to it, and we'll get to that next month. As for now, I thank you all for watching. I have more for you soon to come, so stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.